We're live.
Hey, Kylie, everybody. That is actually Kylie that you're listening to as she starts to talk. She's got a little froggy in her
Thank
throat.
you. I know. I got a virus and this is what we're dealing with now. So,
Yeah, after an exciting weekend in Pennsylvania.
yes, yeah, it really was. I know we were traveling a little bit and celebrating my grandmother's life. She sadly passed away recently, but she lived 93 years and was taking care of herself until the very end. I mean, really, she lived in her own home up until the week or 2 before she passed, and I just think that's so remarkable. She took care of herself, she cooked for herself, she shopped for herself, and to be that independent at that phase of life is just such a dream, and I'm just, glad to have witnessed that. So,
Didn't she say she was actually able to communicate? I'm ready.
yeah, I mean, we were able to visit her, around the time that we knew it was close to the end and she ended up on hospice. She did. She kind of acknowledged that to me and in that surrender. And I remember feeling like, wow, how existential to be ready for that. Like I'm still, maybe that's the opposite actually, because I remember feeling like, wow, I'm not ready, to go. I feel like I have so much life to live. And I think she was really surrendering. It's almost the opposite of existentialism in a way. Like she was ready to move on. And, I believe she was ready to go and be with my grandfather again and her sister and the people in her life that she was missing. And it was just such a interesting journey to watch unfold. It was really peaceful. Her surrender was very peaceful, and I wasn't sure I was expecting that. I feel like when you're in our phase of life, it does feel like there's so much life left. I can't imagine feeling ready for that transition. And yet there she was. And I'm glad I was able to hold that space for her to express that because it was really a beautiful moment. So
Right. Not something that we think about, but it's actually um, not unusual in cultures to actually think a lot more about life and death and how you appreciate your time. And um, I think it was something I was looking up recently. I might have to go back and look. Is it the five remembrances? I have to look at it in Buddhism. And the fifth one, there's five of them, obviously. But yes, they kind of run through the ideas of how to appreciate life. And one of them is to actually acknowledge that death is a thing and we should be
mhm.
aware of it and we shouldn't be afraid of it and we should be able to talk about it. And it helps give value to your life and thoughtfulness and gratitude. And there's nothing like what you experienced to kind of jolt you a little.
For sure. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'll just keep her close in my heart. Was able to find a few little treasures from her home that I was able to bring home to remind me of her. And it's interesting too because Indigo was with us, of course, for the whole thing. And it's so amazing to hear child's curiosity around what this concept is, right? Like, what is death and what does that mean? And we've watched that cycle with bugs and things that we've had in the house. We've watched metamorphosis of different little creatures. We have two cats that like to bring in animals and sometimes they die. But again, the curiosity, the honest questions, like she had a way of really grounding everybody over the weekend of like asking those questions. And that was really cool. And I'm glad she's comfortable enough to ask questions. And I mean, she challenged me a few times. She was stumping me. I was like, oh gosh, girl, like gotta really come up with some smart answers here for her. So, but yeah, we
Yeah.
just try to answer things from the heart and as honestly as possible.
Hmm.
But yeah, that
Yeah.
was our coming off of that
The
weekend.
circle of life, like you said.
Yeah,
And I did think, speaking of metamorphosis, it's been an interesting week.
for sure. Yes, so many ways.
So
Yeah,
many ways. It's been
so
a
many
fun
ways.
week. 'Tis the
Yeah.
season.
'Tis the season. We've got lots of things happening here. We're coming off of two amazing interviews that in our green room. So it's back to you and me today. And you're right, it is me. I just have a little cough. I do have one quick surprise I want to show you though. Now, if you're listening, I hope that you listened to last week's episode because I have with me today my very own Trapper Keeper.
You did it!
I did it. I
Yay!
got a Trapper Keeper. You guys. Total nostalgia. I'm trying to put it in my screen
Can
right
you
now.
decorate the cover of that? Can you decorate
Yeah,
it? Can you can you slide in, or you
let me
could just put
see.
stickers on it
Put stickers on it. Yeah, they've actually sealed. Sorry, that was the Velcro. You can't actually slide anything inside, but you can stick things on top of it.
and
Yeah,
stick you will. I have a
and
feeling.
I will. And
So
look, There's like little folders on the inside. Your portfolio. There's a ruler on the folders. I mean, you guys,
That looks straight out of 1995. How did you get that?
truly. Well, a little hub called Amazon. Evidently, Amazon loves the 90s, and you too can own your own Trapper Keeper. Sponsor us, Amazon.
That's going to be fab. I thought you were going to say a little hub named Cyrus, and that he was able to find that for you. So, everyone, okay, if you haven't gone back or if you haven't listened to Chef Stephanie yet and discovered how crazy we are about Stephanie and the way that she talks about food, that Kylie and I spent the next, I don't know, couple of days cracking up because we realized that we went in and out of sounding like an SNL skit. So, if anyone thought we sounded like the ladies from the Sweaty Balls skit, we agree with you. Just, oh, yeah, beautiful.
Oh, oatmeal. Said it's the delicious. We were the ladies of the delicious dish.
Oh my gosh.
Right. SNL circa like, I don't know, maybe 1998, something like that.
Why
Maybe
don't they make the
2005.
skits look older than they really were
Think so. They
with
were
Molly
supposed to
Shannon?
be Molly Shannon, and it was supposed to be like public radio, right? So it's before podcasting was a thing. So it was a public radio, and they had this show called The Delicious Dish. And if we definitely need to post a link to that episode because let me just tell you, you're right. There were so many moments where I was giggling inside while we were recording that episode, where I was like,
You knew.
I knew. Especially there was one moment where like one of you said, oatmeal.
Oh my God. I probably did that. Okay, so listeners, please, will you go and comment and make fun of us? With that, please go to YouTube and make fun of us because we heard it. We
Yeah,
know. And
so good. It
neither one of us said, beautiful balls, but it's close. It was close.
was close. It was close. There were many other moments. That was
And
hilarious.
it was so funny. And then you sent me the skit with Betty White, and I cried laughing on my couch
That's right.
with the muffin
Betty and
thing.
her
But
dusty
Betty's
muffins.
dusty. Sorry,
Oh
Steph.
my no, it was I mean, Steph's voice is so soothing and so peaceful. Like just being in her presence is so amazing. And that's why we are super excited that we are going to start creating some dual content, some cousin content
Mm.
for our YouTube channel. So stay tuned for that. That's a big reveal. But it is really funny though, because it really came up for me a couple of different times while we were recording. And I was like, oh my God, we've got to reveal that somehow. But it was so
Yeah.
much fun.
I just feel
Yeah.
like busted, and I'm glad because it was
The
perfect.
delicious dish.
Yeah, I don't mind being compared to one of the funniest SNL skits that ever happened that
Yeah,
everyone's heard of, the
exactly.
Christmas. Yeah. So
Yeah.
anyway, everybody check that out. Leave a
Yeah.
comment. Just
Yeah.
give us the business if you thought it was hilarious. We're ready.
We're ready for it. We're
Yeah.
ready for it.
Yeah.
I mean, truly, anytime we can refer back to SNL, especially what they're having a moment right now in their 50th year. But Molly Shannon, I mean, come on. Just like
It's actually
chef's
Anna
kiss.
Gasteyer. She looks like a natural, and it's the haircut, and it's how
Yeah.
serious she is
Yeah.
about the flavor and the texture and her description and the sweater vest.
It's so earnest. It's just, oh,
Yeah.
everything. Yeah.
It's
It's so true.
exactly who we were in that moment with Steph, and
Yeah.
I
Best friend.
wish that we had the technical skills here as podcast editors to suddenly have this, like, interlude of the ladies coming in
Well,
to call us out.
maybe we do.
Do we? Okay.
I might be able to pull that off. So let's just say,
After that. Okay. Have
yeah.
fun with that. Have fun with
Okay.
that.
All right. Well, in any event, Trapper Keepers, listen, I do feel like someday there's going to be Trapper Keeper with the green glow background. I want to make that a thing. So
And
we'll see.
or just tons of fruit trees. It could be the image of what your new yard is going to look like because you guys have the coolest project of all time going on at home.
It's so cool. We're doing a food forest install this week and it is so cool. Like such a dream come true to be able to like grow our own food and fruit. And we have kumquat trees and mango trees and banana trees and pineapple plants and oh my gosh, fig trees that are installed and avocado, citrus all over the place. Like we just went crazy and it is amazing. And I'm so excited. We've got like 8 or something papaya trees by next year, the landscape back here is going to look so different because these trees are going to mature really quickly. We are about to hit rainy season here and we're ready for it. Like our plants are in, they're ready for the water. The water makes them grow. It's so exciting. We already have the bees and the butterflies here to pollinate these little suckers. So
They
anyway,
start doing their work. Oh, no, I love it for anybody that lives in a climate like that. I mean, come on, catch the bug. If you can grow and you can just put a couple of trees in, I was able to plant out over the weekend here because Minnesota just exploded with summer
yeah,
like weather. So I mean, I little winds of excitement because we had greens all summer. We didn't pay
yeah,
for greens
that's
for
right.
4 months or so.
Yeah,
I'm not a, accomplished green thumb, but I do have some pictures of that really kick-ass planter full of greens. I was so proud of it.
oh my
So
God.
anything that you can do, right? But yeah, a food forest?
Yeah,
What?
I
So
know.
cool.
It's very cool. Everything we planted is edible, either because it's a medicinal plant or herbs. Like, for example, we have lemongrass. We've got, there's a mulberry plant. We've got elderberry. Those are medicinal plants. We also are getting an amla tree, which is exciting because of Amla Green Connection. So we're going to grow our own amla gooseberries. And just think it's going to be really cool to go outside and just be able to pick what we want.
I wonder if you're gonna have the first omelet tree in Florida.
I don't think
Really?
so.
No?
They actually grow here. I know. I wish I could say yes, but I actually see that I see like amla gooseberry trees. I don't think they're that uncommon here in Florida.
Okay.
The other place I think they grow, well, I know that there's people who grow them like in Arizona. It just needs to be hot and
Mm.
a lot of the year, I think is the biggest thing. But you're right. It would be very cool if we were. But I do think that they already are grown here and used by people who are in the
Yeah, yeah.
know.
Is it funny? I sound like I've been living in the ice for my entire life when I say things like that. I've been in the North and they haven't let me leave.
Yeah, right.
Sometimes I feel that way about like,
I know.
ooh, tropical weather. What
Tropical.
can't you do in the
Yeah.
tropics?
What can you do? Well,
Yeah.
what you can do, you are going to come and try all of our tropical fruits that you've never tried. That's right. I forgot about the ones that you don't even know about, which are soursop. That's one we got. Mame sapote. And what was the other one that we were talking about? I forget the other one.
I haven't tried a kumquat.
The kumquats. Right. Okay. Oh, and star fruit. We
I
have a star
love
fruit.
star fruit. I
Yeah.
love star fruit. Oh,
Okay. Yeah.
yes. I'll be
Well,
sleeping under that tree.
yeah, when you're ready to try some of those tropical fruits, when they're in, you're coming back down. And then we could do an episode of Lauren eating tropical
And
fruits.
it's going to sound exactly like an SNL skit.
That's right. This one's so
Mm,
sweet. Anyway, well, okay, so catching up, we also have something very exciting to share. Lauren, especially, has something very exciting to share
I do.
because this week, not only did we plant things and experience new life, Lauren, do you want to tell us what happened
Well,
in your
yes,
world?
this is entirely selfish and I'm incredibly excited about it. But yes, I have done something I never thought I would do, and I'm a cover girl.
Oh,
I'm a cover
Lauren
girl.
is cover girl.
I am on the cover of an international indoor cycling magazine called Ride High Magazine. Yay, I'm so excited about it. It's big in the kind of studio fitness world. The coolest thing about this magazine is it's sectioned by continent, so it really has a great promotional local claim for a lot of studios that are privately owned, or they're expanding, or they're doing really interesting things to make group fitness a part of people's lives and to get people together in a community through indoor cycling certainly is the big one. But a lot of these gyms do more than just that. So when I discovered this magazine, I was so excited about it because they have a lot of science in it. There's a lot of really cool references. Just a few issues ago, they had an instructor who specialized in helping women during pregnancy stay active with cycling on a bike
Amazing.
indoor and being able to kind of monitor how they feel. And then as they grew throughout the trimesters, helping them adjust the bike so that they could be more comfortable and still stay fit. So, mental health benefits, there's been science in here, talking about the research and how group fitness in general can really help someone feel better about themselves. And something that's just so wonderful about cycling and a lot of elements of group fitness is that it's not competitive. It can be, but it doesn't have to be. So the headline that I was given was Breaking the Rules of Diabetes. And I'm so excited about it. That is like my favorite headline in the world. But on the cover of this magazine, for those that have listened to us and they know that we are all about helping people understand what insulin resistance is and what they can do with their lifestyle to reverse resistance or reduce it or reduce their risk, whatever it may be, is that the cover is my name, my picture, and it says, I need plant based nutrition, endurance exercise, and insulin to survive. I didn't give them this. They just got to know me and came up with it. So I'm so grateful for the journalist, Kate Cracknell. She just rocked it.
No kidding. I mean, my gosh, you sent me the link and I just like opened up the PDF and I was like, this is stunning. I mean, the whole magazine itself is beautiful. And I was very excited to actually see you as a part of this whole magazine because I love the international feel to it. I love that it has this broad audience that they're appealing to, and they're clearly telling stories. And the story that they told about around you and your journey highlights both your personal and your professional journey and the merge between the two in such a beautiful way. Having known you and gotten to know you so well, I feel like they really just nailed it and told this story that was so compelling and so beautiful and so inspiring. And I am just so proud of you and for putting
Thank
yourself
you.
out
You're
there
going to
like
make me
this.
cry.
No, it's such an inspiring article. I hope that we will be able to post something about this because, and help people find this edition, especially because it is really lovely. And, your work has been so important and meaningful for so many people. You've worked so hard as a cycle instructor, as a coach, as a, thought leader in this world of diabetes and plant-based nutrition. And here it is out there for the world to see.
Thank you, Kylie. That's so nice of you to say. So, my husband, Tyler, he had said to me yesterday, he goes, so I read the article. He's like, I really like it. I really like it, and just the way he said it, I knew like just it was easy to read. And of course, he's been watching this all these years.
Sure.
But the best thing is my dad called me. My parents don't spend time on my website. My parents don't spend time checking up on all the things. They hear enough. They don't go looking for it necessarily. And my dad said, I spent some time on your website today and did some reading. And, he got the article and did some looking and, snooping around to see what his daughter's up to. I think sometimes he's not sure if he wants to know. And he let himself get in there and take a look at what was going on. And he said, you know what my favorite thing about you is? You don't back down and you don't let up. You see something you want to change and you just keep after it. And I love it when he says stuff like that to me. He's done that to me since I was a kid, where I don't know what he's going to say next. And then he reminds me that there's consistency in my life. And it's been showing up to the conferences and talking about the personal experience and actually talking about the value of lifestyle medicine because right now we are in a medication heavy world. I've been seeing some things lately that just really surprised me about this push for weight loss medications when we know that we can never forget that the long term happiness and health is determined by our lifestyle choices. It will always be there in the background. So whether someone likes it or not, they're probably going to have to really start to look at how they operate versus like what medications they take. And every person, when you're in the middle of work, like no matter what you're doing, you kind of need these reminders to actually stay the course on what your original mission in life may have been or why you started doing things that you were doing. And I'm just so thrilled with this article because it helps me kind of skim through all the stress, or like all the things I feel like I have to be doing all the time. And the journalist just really got down to business on where I've been, where I came from, and why I'm doing it now. And tell you guys how this even came to be is that a few issues ago, there was a studio owner. Her first name is Melissa, and she's out of London. I just thought she looked cool. She's strong. She's a cyclist. She was an outdoor cyclist. I think that her story was that she had gotten hurt and discovered indoor cycling to train to come back to fitness. She fell in love with it, which is how it works for a lot of us. And I just liked her. I liked the way that she has this like sass about what kind of instructor she is and how she thinks classes should be taught. She's into power cycling, which I am too. And I just really liked her. And I woke up one morning, one eye open. It was 7 a.m. something. And before I had that other eye open, I had an email pitch off to the magazine. I
Wow.
just rolled over, grabbed my phone, and the pitch was, I should pull it up and read it. But the pitch was something like, hey, my name's Lauren. I'm a dietitian. I'm a diabetes educator. I've been teaching cycling for 15 years. If I wasn't teaching cycling, I'd be less of a person. And it was the less of a person comment that got the attention of the journalists.
Mm.
And they had talked about it, and I heard from them within 24 hours. And I just laughed about it because I couldn't fully remember what I wrote by the time I got the email back. And it's not the first time I've done that in my life where I've woken up motivated and did something I didn't completely remember. So people do drunk dialing at night. I do motivational emailing, but not quite awake. It's a go getter kind of, something on the order of, do I regret that? Not if I don't completely remember doing it, but
Right, exactly. Then you can't regret it. I don't even remember what I said.
just there's so many things in life where don't worry about what somebody's going to think. Oh my gosh, take the chance, just trip, stumble, go. And this was one of mine. Yeah, and it worked out.
Well, like your dad said, you took the bull by the horns, you just were like, "I'm just gonna put this out there and look at that." What a beautiful kind of like full circle there with your dad.
Yeah.
Well, we've talked a lot about group fitness on so far, on the podcast with in many different ways. And I'm not sure we've always brought it back to you and you as
Mm.
a group fitness instructor and how meaningful it has been for your life, how much purpose it's brought you, how much joy it's brought you. And so I think this is a great opportunity to remind our listeners that, this is something that you do as part of your rituals of the week, as part of your own self-care, but also because you enjoy the process of being an instructor. And like, talk a little bit more about that. Like, why is it so inspirational for you? And why do you keep doing it? You keep showing up. You said for the last how many years you've been at the same exact class on Saturday mornings for how many,
15.
15 years in a row. That's crazy. That's crazy dedication.
Yeah. Yeah, I haven't missed many Saturdays. When I was down there with you, that was the last Saturday
I
that I
know.
missed.
I keep pulling you away from that class. They're going to be like, you're not allowed to go visit that Kylie anymore.
Oh, yeah, I've heard that. I've heard that a time or two. A great compliment, actually. Yeah, I don't think I told this story is that I've got a group of gals that take my Friday night class, and I call them the wild women. They come in and they take up the front row, and there are as many as I think 7 or 8 of them
Hi,
when
wild
they're all there.
women.
I know, hey, wild women.
Hey, girls.
So Anne had said to me, she's like, "You're coming over for tacos tonight." And I'd completely forgotten that I was invited for tacos. But I'm like, "Yeah, absolutely. Can I bring Tyler? Because I mean, tacos." And I asked her, is plant-based friendly? She's like, "Absolutely. So and so is bringing the beans. We're gonna have all the stuff." So I'm like, "Okay, do you need me to bring anything?" No, show up. And while we were there, we're all chit chatting because we don't do a lot of that outside of class. And they're just wonderful. We're all kind of within, I think, 10 years of each other in age and have similar things going on. And in the middle of dishing up, the Anne, who runs the house, it was her place, she holds up her glass and she says, "We're going to cheers to Lauren because going to her class is like church. And we show up and we keep coming and we need it. And it gets us through this long, cold, gray winter."
Mhm.
And that was just so touching. I don't know if they understand how much it means to me to hear them say that because I'm showing up for them too. It means a lot to me. Like I need them too. And now that they've read this story, I think they get why. They've read it in the magazine. They really know why that I take this seriously, why I really honor this time. I need it for me. I want to show up for you guys. I love a full class because the energy is so good for all of us. So, yes, that energy is so good for all of us. And to have something to show up to where you already know you feel good when you're there, you're going to feel good being there. The fact that I can create that space for people and they let me yell at them and motivate them and blast Pearl Jam at top volume. And this is just me having fun. And they let me know how much they need it. I
Yeah.
just can't ask for anything more. I started teaching when I was still a student, and I did it to deal with my stress and anger at the university. And just in general, I was going through a lot of changes. I was just walking into the plant based world. I was learning about this new body that I had. But where I wasn't learning about it was in the dietetics program at the University of Minnesota. Come to find out, nobody learns about this anywhere. In a dietetic system where you're supposed to be churning out experts of nutrition and disease, and not that they're not experts at something, but the thing that I needed to learn, I had to independently do this. And luckily, I met my mentor who was like, here's all the research on fiber, find the Physicians Committee for Responsible Medicine. So there was a lot happening in my mind.
Mhm.
So teaching cycling and being around people that were a good time helped me continue to show up and deal with the stress and all of this kind of stuck, disturbed energy because my past was now colliding with my future. My past of being a sick kid was now coming to a head. So now you can imagine, like, there was a lot going on in my mind while I'm just trying to, like, not fail these classes. I'm trying to pass because GPA depended on me taking the RD exam. So there was a whole heck of a lot going on in my mind. If I had not started becoming an instructor, I would not have learned how to become a public speaker like I have. Teaching classes is the best way to prime yourself to actually become a speaker, to
Mhm.
present, to string words together that just make sense. That's just not for everyone. So it definitely connects to everything. And I had commented about what in the heck does a bike that doesn't move have in common with diabetes? And my answer is everything. It has everything in common with diabetes and it supports it in every single way: health, community, safety, learning about yourself, self talk, motivation. It can go on and on and on and on. So that's
Well,
how it
and how
happened.
all of those things could either be a very positive outcome or not so much if you depending on the mindset. And, when we are active and we are having those endorphins running through our body, it's very difficult to have a negative mindset. It's much easier to step into community and healthy choices and um, looking ahead at what we're trying to work towards when we've got endorphins that are positively circulating, positive hormones circulating throughout our body, happy hormones. And so I think that the idea that this has brought you so much, it's that full circle of like, there's so much benefit to finding community, whether it's in the fitness studio, especially when it's a group fitness studio, having those places where we can go to move our bodies, get that community feeling. I mean, the fact that you have these wild women, 7 women that are in the community that are coming every single week also, they obviously are getting a lot out of this. And again, moving their bodies. Every pedal you push is another pedal towards health, right? I love that this article came out right now that we can remind people that group fitness is such a wonderful place for all of these reasons, all of the wonderful things that you can get out of it, all the benefits of the community support, moving your body, building strength and resistance, building resilience. I mean, cycling, my goodness, talk about building resilience. If you're looking for some positivity, if you're looking to do something that's going to actually get you unstuck, go to a spin class. Because if you can sit there for 45 minutes and get through that hard ride, I'm telling you, you can do anything. It is tough. And I've taken many, many spin classes over the years as well. Boy, I enjoy the experience. I hate going there. That's the worst part is going there, right? That's like the hardest part. If you
That
can get
means it's
yourself
working on you
No.
because, like, I always tell people, I'm just a suggestion.
Yes,
Really,
that's
I'm a
right.
loud suggestion, but
Yeah.
I will try to motivate you. But if you guys tell me at the end that I kicked your butts or that that was a tough class or wow, that was a good one, because I know that's
Yeah.
what you really mean. That's because you did that to you. You
Yes.
did it to yourself. I don't
Yep.
come around and change your tension for you. I don't change the monitor. I don't tell you to change the numbers. I don't even assign numbers. I talk about add one more number, find your flat road, find the incline. What does your hill feel like? You want this to feel like a 7 out of 10, perceived exertion. You did that to you. So the beauty with group fitness, especially in cycling, is you are in such a safe space to take it as far as you want to. To me, this is just a metaphor for life. Really is what
Mhm.
indoor cycling is. Um,
Yeah.
I've got a dear friend who is a cycling instructor, and she continued to teach while she was going through breast cancer treatment. She never let. She
Wow.
needed it. It was good for her, and She took a little bit of time off, but she's teaching again now. So there's something about love your group fitness instructor, guys. And I do see things at the community center where I teach. There's a lot of classes there that talk about church. There is a cult following to some of these
Mm,
classes. They love their instructors. They need it so much. And at the other place I've been teaching, I have had people with me for 10 winters now, the same, group, that we even got through COVID together. We went outside and started walking hills and trying to keep our community alive, before we could get back into the gym again. We were able to create a bigger space actually at the gym so that COVID didn't actually kill our classes, but it did that to a lot of classes out there. And that's why I love to see magazines like this showing there's value, and particularly with boutique fitness and finding finding your jam, where you get in there and show up.
yeah, absolutely. Just show up, find your jam, find your place. I mean, you found your place. You fell in love with the activity. You have inspired so many people over the years,
Mm.
and it served you so well. And I love that you're getting this acknowledgement and this very public showing of like how powerful you are. And
Oh,
I mean, I just think it's so incredible. So congratulations.
thank
And
you.
how can we like link this somewhere? Like, can we link this
Yeah. Well,
article or this magazine?
it's free. Yeah. It's
Yeah.
free. So we can put the PDF in the notes
Okay.
straight to it. I mean, the
Fantastic.
link is, yeah, I mean, the link I've got it all over the place. I'll continue to share this. But you know what I dream, Kylie? You know what the
Mm,
dream is?
tell me.
I've dreamed for a long time of having my own studio.
Love that
So if
dream.
anyone's listening,
You know
I've
what
dreamed
I
for a
love
long time.
doing?
Huh.
You know what I love doing?
What?
Manifesting dreams.
Gosh, here we go. But here's the thing. Here's the design of the studio that I have not seen before. I want to have a great big garage door that you can lift up
Yeah.
to a sand court so that people that could do workouts in the sand, because there's nothing like doing exercise in the sand. People throw sandbags around, but actually getting that strength training with sand, being able to have like TRX hanging from the ceilings in certain areas, being able to have other things going on in that studio so people could learn additional sources of strength training, to make it fun, exciting. It would look super cool in there. By cool, I mean sexy, because that's what I think cycling is. And of course, we're going to have a coffee bar.
Yes. Must
Uh,
coffee
yeah,
bar.
there will be coffees and blenders going like crazy in there.
And cats.
No cats. Cats and cycling does not mix.
Not so much. Okay, got it.
No animals in this one, but
Okay.
it would be the hangout. It would be, I've thought to call it, cycling by science. I don't,
Mm,
that's a little too dorky, might not stick. But
I
the
like it.
idea of it would be that we're here with purpose. There's a lot going on under the surface, and we can actually teach and talk about it and have classes and do all sorts of stuff when I never come home, because
Yeah.
I would love it so much. So yeah,
Okay.
that would be the
Well,
dream.
I love this dream. And I think that, well, I love manifesting things. So watch out. I'm gonna help you manifest this, girl.
Oh gosh, we'll see. We'll see about that. So, well, for now, it exists, and that's enough, and it's so exciting.
Yeah.
And what's really exciting is that there are people reading this that would never have had a encounter of any sort with someone who's plant-based with type 1 diabetes, who happens to be in the fitness world and also helps to teach people how to reduce risk. So this is going into the hands of studio owners and other fitness professionals, and I'm just delighted that I was able to share some references at the end of the article too. So anyway,
Yeah.
it's a big one, big win.
It is a huge win. And one thing I really love that you did bring that home was what can people do? What can studio owners do? How can they help people connect the dots a little bit more on nutrition and getting information about wellness and I thought that was a really great add-on and connection point for you as a registered dietitian with, the person with the credentials on nutrition to actually be reminding studio owners of that. I thought that was a really great full circle moment there for you, especially, with your personal experience, professional experience. and your cycle, your studio experience.
Thank you. I thought about how I answered that question for weeks after and wondering if it would get added in.
I'm so glad they included. To your point, this journalist was incredible, did an incredible job representing you really well. I mean, I love that they took the time to get to know you because they clearly did.
Yeah. Yeah, she did a great job, and she hears so many stories too, that for her to be excited about it was also really touching, especially, you talk to someone who doesn't experience type 1 in the same way. Because 'cause I've done a lot of interviews in the diabetes world, but this one was so it had just this teaching moment to it, this, delivering education so that someone really understands how to then tell the story. So that's what made me feel like, "Oh, good. Okay, I told this in the way that really made sense for her to be excited to tell it." And when she asked me the question, what would I tell studio owners? And I'm able to say the same exact thing that I would tell primary care doctors, is to build a team. Recognize when you don't have the expertise and bring on a plant-based dietitian specifically, because that is someone who has training that you want them to have, and then some, right? But yeah, it's important to be able to have dietitians who are very familiar with this research. Why not? Why wouldn't we?
Yeah, absolutely.
Or call me.
Or call me. Yeah.
Call
Like
me.
like
Yeah.
my virtual door is always open. I was like, go, Lauren.
Yeah.
Yes,
I was like, "Oh, you
exactly.
need a workshop
Yeah.
somewhere in Ireland, Portugal?" Like, "Hey, I'm free."
Wait, now I'm manifesting something. Give me a moment. I see you hosting virtual workshops and spin studios across the world.
Virtual. Who said virtual?
So sorry. Excuse me. In-person workshops in
Yeah. Well,
Portugal
depending on
and places all across the world.
right, depending on where we're going. Anyway, it's fun to dream, and this made things pretty tangible, you know?
Yeah,
You
it
gotta see
does.
things for
I mean,
yourself
see it on black and
sometimes.
white on paper and print and color. I mean, you're there on the pages of this magazine. It's very cool. And it's very, there's also vulnerability in that. And I really applaud you being willing to share and put yourself out there like that because not an easy feat.
Yeah.
And you did it. So good for
Thank
you.
you.
You're
Thank
very
you.
welcome.
Yeah,
Yay. Yay
so
for our Lauren. Green
yeah, this
Glow
was fun.
exclusive right here.
Yeah. Yes, and of course, we were able to mention the podcast in the article also,
Thank you.
which is just really cool because then people can hear more about what we're about and what we're doing and what else is extended into this lifestyle
Yes,
world, however it comes to people.
that's right.
So, yeah, so it'll be linked in the notes, and I hope you guys like it. And I will return to my request for you to comment about how we sounded like the sweaty balls ladies and any other things that you are excited about when you're listening to this podcast. We appreciate it.
Absolutely. Please share it all. Let us know what you think. We want to hear it.
Mhm.
And
Yeah.
in the meantime, ride high.
Good one.
Thank you. Good one. That's a
That
good
could mean
one.
a few different things, so just ride.
That's directly from the delicious dish. You're like, good one. They literally say those words in the I'm not even
See,
kidding.
I can't, I
I
guess I'm one
know.
of them. I'm one of them.
You're I know. It's
I'm an NPR
hilarious.
lady. Is that what
You're
it
an
was?
NPR lady. We're NPR ladies with a little more well, right now with a raspy voice. I've got my sexy voice on. So, NPR-ish. Yeah.
Well, thank you everybody for entertaining this and let me talk about it.
Absolutely. It was very exciting week we all had, and have a wonderful weekend, and we'll see you here next time.
Thank
Thanks,
you.
Lauren.
Bye.
Bye.